Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today we are going to do a quick energy check-in for the Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines in Twin Soul, Twin Flame, or Divine Soulmate connections. So before we get started, I just want to say real quick that I know that most of my viewers tend to watch the videos that I do where the karmic energy is also included in the reading, but I just want you guys to know that these general readings that don't specifically include the karmic element still do include all of these situations, okay? It's just general for everybody, or for specific groups that I'm tapping into, okay? So do keep that in mind. Also, big thank you to everybody for all of your comments. I mean, I know I say that a lot, but it's so true. Like, they just really do help to keep me going and to keep my channel going. So thank you guys. Also, this is going to be general, so of course it just can't resonate for everybody. If you want a personal reading, all the information is in the description box, but I am a little bit backed up because apparently there's a lot going on in the collective right now. So the turnaround time, I'm gonna have to extend it to about 2 weeks. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get into it and see. So for the masculines, we're going to get a couple of oracle cards, then for the feminines, and then we're going to get into the tarot, and we're also going to see what is coming up in the near future. So let's see what is going on for the masculines. Okay. Give me 1 sec because I dropped the card. All right, and we have Eternal Dance, Movement, Wheel of Life, Path of Least Resistance. I feel like this has come up for them actually several times. And Evolution, Earth changes, climate changes, transformation. So there is definitely a lot going on right now, and I bet that is why so many of you are suddenly ordering personal readings all at once, because you can pick up on that energy that something is happening with your masculines. A lot of change. Things are actually moving. I feel like with this path of least resistance here, they are actually really being triggered by the universe. And it's kind of like they are resisting, but what the universe is doing, I feel, is it's getting them to actually resist more and more. So the universe is triggering the masculines more and more and more until they get to that point where they just can't resist anymore. Like they're just not going to have any more energy to resist, and they're just going to have to surrender. All right, that's what I'm getting here. A lot of change, and it's going to be big change with this evolution. And again, that's the universe here stepping in, bringing in these changes in their lives. I feel like they're just really getting slapped hard right now. Very harsh lessons is what's coming through for the masculine. So let's see for the feminines. I bet most of you are definitely picking up on this. All right, let's see what is going on for the feminines. All right, we have Sacred Journey, Life Cycles, Family Transformation. So yeah, see, there's that transformation again. You and the cycles, like again, movement. So there's a lot that you, at the moment, I feel are having to process. And it might actually feel pretty difficult. I feel like you might not even really understand what it is that you are, some of what you are processing. You have come a long way, so you are understanding things at a deeper level for the most part. But it's kind of like there's so much going on, I feel, on so many different levels that it might just be a little bit difficult to organize everything that's happening in your minds. And I feel like the message here is to really just, let it be. It'll sort itself out. It's like if you're focusing too much on it, it's just going to feel more disorganized. Whereas if you just let it be, it's kind of like everything is just going to kind of fall into place, and it will eventually make sense. And there could also be a lot of changes that you are going through when it comes to your surroundings or your social circle, your family, extended family, possibly releasing people, or just making shifts when it comes to the dynamics in relationships. in your lives. And this is all interrelated with what is also going on with the masculines, just so you know, and for your own soul growth and your own progress forward. So yeah, I think that's enough for for the main energies. Let's get into the details. All right, so for the masculines. All right, let's see what's going on with the masculines. Just in general. Alright. We are only doing upright today, by the way. That's just how I feel guided. Alright, so we have the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Swords. Alright, so yeah, there's so much that's going on with them right now. They are feeling a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, again, because they're getting smacked in the face. So it could be that certain things have happened with their feminine if you are in contact with them. If you're not in contact with them, it's just possibly things that they are either finding out or just things that they are processing in their lives. But they're definitely not going through a very pretty time at the moment with the 9 of Swords being their very first card out. They're feeling this loss. They're feeling like they're at a dead end, and it's because they keep getting slapped left and right. It's like any other alternative that they try to do in their lives, if it is in terms of going the wrong way, like if they're not following their intuition and they're just trying to escape their situation, the universe comes back and then slaps them. And so because of that, they're feeling like a dead end, like it's a lose-lose situation. Like no matter what they do, they keep running into a wall. They feel lost, and they feel that they are at a loss, or that they are losing no matter what they do. And this is exactly what I was talking about before when I said about that resistance, that the universe is just gonna keep throwing shit at them, and they can keep resisting, doing all of those other alternatives and escaping. That's the resistance. Until they realize there's no other way to go but in the way that the universe is guiding them. So for each of them, it's going to be different. So I'm not going to get into very detailed specifics here because everybody's situation is different, but it's just different things happening in their lives. If you are in contact with them or you can somehow follow them, then you would probably know if this is happening to them, or maybe not, because these things can happen in very subtle ways as well. Okay, so let's get more specific when it comes to their energy towards their feminines. All right. To flip over, yeah. Okay, so we have the 2 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the World together with the 5 of Swords. They're feeling the connection with you. I feel like, and because this is right under the 9 of Swords, this is part of their stress here. They know that it is in relation to you, the fact that they don't have you, right? The fact that with this 5 of Cups, they feel that regret, they feel that sorrow, they feel that loss. And again, it's like they still feel like, you know, they've been feeling like it's a dead end, like there's no way out the more they escape. But they're also feeling that push. It's like they know almost why this is happening. Some of them might not yet realize the connection between what is happening in their outside life and their divine feminine, but a lot of them do make that connection here. And that without this, if they don't move in that direction, because that's where their heart wants to go anyway, and that's where the universe is pushing them, they're going to keep feeling that loss, right? The 5 of Cups right under the 5 of Pentacles. And so rather than escaping, they have to close out that cycle rather than repeating it over and over and over again, because it's deceitful to their own self. And so this is how they are now thinking when it comes to the feminine. They realize that they need to close out some kind of a pattern or make that change that will close out that deception, because they have been deceitful. Even that escapism. So for some of them, for example, it might be that they have a fear of commitment. For others, it could be a third party. Whatever it is, or of course, there are so many other situations as well. Whatever it is, it has been deceptive. And they thought they were winning. And now it's like realizing that they need to stop doing that. Because for some of them, on some level, a lot of this behavior has also been selfish in terms of just, thinking about what it is that's going to make them feel more comfortable. Even if they are people pleasers, it doesn't matter. It's still selfish in a way, because by pleasing others and by doing what others expect of them, they are keeping themselves in that comfortable bubble. And it's not always in the best interest of those other people. And so, again, it comes down to that on a deeper level, it's actually self-serving, but in a deceitful way to their own self as well. So I hope that made sense. I know it was a bit complicated. But basically, first card out, just to summarize, for their energy towards the feminines is the Two of Cups. So they're definitely feeling that love. They're feeling that connection. A lot of nostalgia here with the Five of Cups, missing you. And just feeling like they're at a loss without having that, but also knowing that they need to make major changes here in order to move forward, because the universe just keeps harassing them, basically, is how it's coming through. All right, so let's move on to what is going on with the feminines, and then we'll get into the future energies. Pretty sure one flipped over. There it is. Okay, so for the feminines, we have the Star, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. You are really learning here. I feel like you are being divinely guided as well, but you are being divinely guided in a different way. Again, the way it feels is like the universe is quote-unquote harassing the masculines. But for the feminines, it's like you are just being guided. I feel like you are getting a lot of signs to pretty much confirm things that you already know, that you may have been doubting recently. However, it's like you're still taking care of yourself, and I'm happy to see this Queen of Pentacles here. Because you're really focusing on you and trying to do what is best for you. And yeah, of course it can be hard at times, but this is basically the general energy that you are in. I feel is just kind of like holding on to this deep knowledge that you have concerning the connection, and just kind of keeping it there and moving forward here. I feel like for some of you who may have kind of given up, like you may have gone through a time period where you felt like you're just done and completely moving on, and that there's just no going back ever, and that this is just completely over for good. I feel that for some of you in that group are beginning to have some kind of faith again, but in a different way. It's like it's basically you're doing it in the way that I have been saying for a long time now, that you are having faith that your masculine has what it takes, and that eventually that they will wake up and do what they are meant to do, but you're not like hanging on that. You're not expecting them to do it. You just have faith that they can and that they will. But there's no sense of that impatience or expectation for them to do it, because you're focused on you. So you're doing it from a very, it's like that faith that you have is from a very grounded place. And if you don't feel like you're 100% there yet, I feel like you're one notch closer to that energy, to embodying that energy. All right, because again, everybody's situation is different and we're all at different stages, right? But as a collective, we can move in like parallels. You know, it's just that some people might have this energy a little bit more than others, or at a different level than others. All right, let's see what else. The Three of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Chariot. Okay. All right, so I feel like this is a message here that similar to one that I talked about in another video that I did. That was a channeled message when it comes to assisting your masculine in the 3D. Again, I feel like it's the same message coming through. That for a lot of you, if you have been in contact or if you have been trying to do things that you feel might help your masculine, but like 3D things outside of meditation, you know, just kind of, I don't want to say manipulating, but in the bad way, but kind of like if you have been, let's just say, manipulating certain things in the 3D to get them, just to help them to wake up or to understand something, that's not going to work. It's kind of like the message that I'm getting here specifically is that if you feel like even slightly that it's not working or that it's not really helping them anymore, then basically what you're doing is the more you try to help them in the 3D, the less you are able to help your own self. And so therefore you set the both of you back. It's like they need to be this King of Wands on their own now. Like they're at that place where there's not much more that you can do for them. And so it's like you're being asked to just kind of step away, distance yourself from that, from trying to help the masculines, in the 3D at least. Okay, so that you can continue moving forward on your path, because ultimately that is what is going to be the biggest assistance to them. Yeah, why not clarify this? Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else here. So pretty much clarifying the Three of Pentacles here. Yeah, the Ten of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Cups. So basically because the Ten of Swords is here, right, which is overpowering these other two energies, it's only going to bring more pain. It's only going to kind of slow things down. And again, it's like it might give you this false hope of winning or a victory, or that you can be successful at having a reconciliation with your masculine, but really no, it's the Ten of Swords. Like it's just going to end up slowing you down and bringing you more pain. And so I strongly feel that the message here is, you know, Spirit asking you if you're helping them in the 3D at the moment, unless you really feel like that is what you're being guided to do, then yeah, maybe this message is not for you. That's why I said before, if you feel it even in the slightest that, I feel like this is pointless, like I've pretty much already done all that I can do, but you know, sometimes that's not enough to get you to stop. This is the confirmation, all right, that they have to be this King of Wands by themselves now. They have to find that strength within their own self. And pretty much, I mean, you know what their weaknesses are also. I said this in the previous video, but this is reminding me of that message, so I'll say it again, that if you focus on your own weaknesses, see what your weaknesses are, those are the weaknesses that your Divine Masculine has, but in amplified form. All right, so that can help you to gain a deeper understanding of what is going on with them. Like those answers are within you as to what it is that is keeping them weak. So the more you focus on those weaknesses within yourself and work on strengthening them and gain that clarity, the more it's going to help them as well, all right, to move forward. But overall, I do see that you are in this energy of moving forward, taking care of yourself, having that faith, as I said, but not allowing that to affect your life in any way whatsoever. Like it's just there. The faith is just there, sitting on the sidelines. So I think that that's actually very, very, very positive for the Femmies. So, all right, let's see what is coming up. Next couple of weeks or so, maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. We shall see. All right, so for the masculines. All right, we have the Hanging Man, we have the Star, and we have Judgment. Okay, so basically, here it is again, that divine intervention. I mean, it's like, it's screaming at me. Just starting off with those two oracle cards, and now we have the Star, which was your first card out. So it's kind of like, you know, it's things that are happening for you, I feel, is also happening for them, just in very different ways. But they're going to have a similar like underlying theme to them. And then Judgment. So the universe is what this is. This is the divine guidance, is helping them to see things in a completely different way, from a very new perspective, in a way that they hadn't seen things before. Not only that, they're seeing the truth of why they have been in the same situation for so long, or going around in circles. This is going to help them to have faith also for their Divine Feminine and for the connection. Because they are understanding more and more that truth. And they're understanding that truth, right, which is this Two of Cups, the more that they get slapped in the face and realize that they have, I mean, anything else that they do just doesn't work. So I kind of feel like what's coming up in the next couple of weeks or so is the same energy as the current energy, but just more progressed, more advanced. It's a progression of that, so it's more amplified, and it's going to get a little bit easier. Whereas now I feel like they're in this Nine of Swords energy. They're going to be like, oh, okay, now I see. Now I understand what's been going on. And that is going to give them faith that it doesn't have to be this Five of Pentacles and Five of Cups of there's no way out, or it's a dead end, lose-lose situation. That's what they're going to be coming out from. Kind of like really learning the lessons that the universe is throwing at them right now, which are, like I said, they're very harsh. They're very, very harsh at the moment. All right, let's see for the feminines. Temperance, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so a lot of healing. I feel like you are continuing to balance yourself out. You're continuing to really find your power here with the Queen of Wands. You're standing strong. It's definitely not easy though, okay? Two of Pentacles here. So you might have certain things happening in your life as well that are that you feel like you really need to figure out how to balance them out. And again, I think it goes back to this very first oracle card, where you feel like things might be disorganized, or that there's just so much going on, possibly new things coming in for you, and you're just trying to figure out how does all of this fit in with the divine masculine, or if the divine masculine was to come into my life, like how am I going to work this out? How is this going to work? Just a lot of things like that. Or even concerning how you can move forward when it comes to your own healing. And again, I feel like the message is to allow it to just settle. Allow it all to just settle. Like don't get too overwhelmed with whatever it is that is going on. And again, it's going to be different for all of you, so I'm not getting into specifics here. For example, for some of you, it could be that you recently had contact with your masculine and you're finding out new information and it's overwhelming you and you're trying to just make sense out of the information. That's just an example. For others of you, it could be other things in your life, like maybe you're being called to move to a faraway location. So then you're thinking, well, how would that work if I get together with my masculine? Again, just keep going with the flow. Everything that's happening, it's happening for a reason and for your highest good, so long as you follow your intuition and the guidance that you've been getting, because you've been getting a lot of guidance here and a lot of signs. All right, so let's get a final oracle card to close out the reading. And if this resonated for you, if you like this, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean a lot to me. Let's see, we have thinker. Yeah, a lot of thinking here, especially for the masculines at the moment. They're thinking a lot. I feel like you have that tendency too, but you're trying to balance that out. And so the message here is, yeah, there's no need to overthink things. Take things at face value at the moment. We're actually going to get one more. Just any message for you. We have doable. The key is within your grasp. Yeah. There is so much that you can do. Everything is possible here. Things are opening up. Keys are being handed to the masculines to unlock those potentials that are hidden inside them. The same is happening for you. All right, so anything that you're thinking that you feel is impossible, or the things, coming up with scenarios, overthinking things and thinking that is just, how could this possibly be possible? The message here is very simple. It is doable, all right? The key is within your grasp. Just give it time and you will be handed those keys. You will be able to unlock all of those potentials. All right, guys, those were your messages for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Much love.